Hey guys, it's Daniel Evans, and welcome to my first build video for The Sims 4. So I am currently building for you a haunted house, hence the spooky Sims 4 music in the background. So the Sims 4 community, the Facebook group that I am one of the administrators for, is currently running a contest for the best haunted house and/or spooky sim. So I decided to utilize it as a means to get myself back into making build videos, since recently in my personal life I've had quite a few ups and downs, including surgery, death of a family member, so on and so forth, but I'm not going to bore you with those details, as many of my subscribers already know things that have gone on in my personal life. So I decided to search around for some haunted houses on Google, and I came across one that kind of looks exactly like what I've built. I did change a few things here and there, but as a general basis, it's kind of like a Victorian-themed home with like a giant pillar in the front, and I added on some additional rooms in the back, and like a wraparound porch in the front type deal. Nothing very extensive for this haunted house. I wanted to really play up the simplicity of it, I guess. I did spend about 2 days killing Sims from starvation, embarrassment. Nobody died of fire, unfortunately. I tried, but Sims are really smart, so they extinguish themselves, even if you don't tell them to. Stupid smart Sims. Anyways, so I have about, I don't know, like 77 or 80 different tombstones that'll eventually be put into this house in a future video. This is going to be a 3-part video, guys, because I didn't want to bog everything down in one video. Each one's about 12 or 13 minutes long. This porch that I'm currently working on gets completely scrapped. I didn't like it. It didn't look good. So this first video is going to be just basically the basic outline of, like, the exterior. As you can see, it's all very basic shapes, and just tugging and dragging until I find something that kind of works. And this is going to be the overall structure here. So I'm just adding in the roof. I wanted to have an overhanging roof over the porch, something I've never really done before, so starting to try to push myself to be a little outside of my box, because in The Sims 3, I was always, like, Victorian and, like, dollhouse-looking houses, and I want to kind of steer away from that in future videos and kind of push myself to be above and beyond my limitations. So if you know a house that you'd like for me to build or recreate, or a style of house that you'd like for me to try, comment down in the comments below and let me know what it is, because I'm definitely open to trying new things, and The Sims 4 is a really good creative tool when it comes to building. Like, there's so many things that you can do if you're an experienced builder. There's so many things that you can do if you're not an experienced builder. So I am totally open to trying new and exciting things. So as you can see, like, I'm trying to go with very dark tones. I use, like, a gray, like, siding and some, like, darker brick tones. I'm actually going to lay down those darker brick tones right there in that middle pillar, and then on these, like, little side bay window looking areas. And then the rest of it's like a grayish siding, black fencing, black roof. I did try to play around with different colors at first, like reds and stuff, and see what they look like at night. Since we're going for a haunted house theme, I decided to see what the colors look like at night rather than during the day, because the whole point of it is to try to be creepy. So we're just laying down, like, you know, the paint here, the siding, whatever you want to call it. which I had to do individually since I did do multiple different textures on the exterior walls. And now I'm getting rid of all of the interior walls to make it one giant layout. Eventually it's pretty much an open layout for the most part. There will be a split level on the inside, and that you'll see in the second video. But for the most part, I tried to make this as, like, really simplistic as possible, and, but still very, you know, elegant and creepy, and I think I pulled it off. You know, I like that it's a smaller house. I usually build, like, such giant, grand houses in The Sims 4, and The Sims 3, and The Sims 2, and The Sims 1. For the most part, I love, like, the giant lots. So I'm trying to get to be a little bit more condensed, which is a lot harder than I thought it would be originally, to pull off something that's not only, like, aesthetically pleasing, but also functional and still small and quaint. So we're putting in a staircase here, the walkway entry of, like, the house and the fence and the door and the stairs just was really difficult for me at first. You know, this is a sped up video, so it actually took me about, like, 15 minutes to kind of figure out that particular portion, because I've sped everything up to, like, ×4, ×8, like, each part of this house took me about an hour. And you're seeing it in about a 12-minute time span. So now we're just going to add the pillars and, you know, dress it up a bit. Again, lots of black, lots of grays. Inside the house, there's lots of deep purples, lots of reds, lots of grays and blacks, and just really, really dark is what I'm going for here. Now I'm currently putting out all of the tombstones. You'll see I have quite a few, and all of the Sims that you're seeing down there at the bottom, I think it's, with the exception of like 2 or 3, are all celebrity Sims. There's lots of celebrity Sims that I've pulled from the gallery, as well as celebrity Sims that I've made myself. Members of the Sims 4 community on Facebook that have asked me to make their Sim selves are also in this house. And the majority of the Sims 4 community admins, including myself, are all tombstones here. As well as Bob and Betty Newby, which afterwards I was trying to figure out where my tombstone was, and I figured out, as you can see, I'm not really, like, paying attention to, like, what tombstone's what. Bob and Betty Newby, their tombstones lay side by side, and I thought that was, like, really ironic, but also really creepy, that, you know, they died, like, separately when I was killing them all. Like, Bob ended up living, like, 4 days after Betty because he's a slob, so he kept going to the trash can and, like, pulling out trash and eating it, whereas Betty, like, died of starvation, like, within 2 days. So they died, like, days apart from each other, but their tombstones are, like, right next to each other, so it's kind of creepy. So now I'm just, you know, trying to figure out the overall layout of the graveyard. I did hear someone say that these tombstones will not be included when I upload it to the gallery, which is kind of sad. I hope that's not the case. If that is the case, I apologize. Feel free to kill off your own Sims and make your own graveyard and get creative with it. Because it's a lot of fun to have all these ghost Sims in one house, because like 3 or 4 or 5 pop up at a time. At the most that I've seen is like 5 at a time, which is kind of cool to have, you know, just 5 ghosts randomly wandering around and you can interact with them and stuff. Like, I love that The Sims 4 finally has ghosts. It's something that I've always enjoyed from previous Sim games. Like in The Sims 3, I really enjoyed Ghost Sims because, you know, they come out and randomly it's like, hey, by the way, your Night Owl Sim can talk to this ghost if their social need is down and everybody else is sleeping. So, I don't know. It's just something that I've enjoyed with all of the other previous Sim games. So yeah, I went with a very basic layout for the the graveyard, and when I dress up the landscaping a little bit, not gonna lie, not a master at landscaping. Something I also need to work on is my landscaping skills. But to pull off something like really unique and like really nice with the base game stuff is not as easy as it looks. There's not a lot of options when it comes to color schemes, and I was really sad that there's no dead trees. Like, all of the trees have leaves and stuff, so I'm hoping when they come up with the quote-unquote seasons expansion that they include those dead trees, because that would have really made this look that much more creepy. But I don't use any mods or custom content, so I'm not downloading anything and, you know, possibly getting a virus on my computer. That's why I don't use any mods or CC. In The Sims 2, I ruined a computer by getting virus-filled custom content. So be careful when you're downloading custom content if you are a custom content downloader. I'm sure you know what you're doing. But I, unfortunately, am not that good at downloading custom content. So I steer clear of that since that incident. But, yep, now we're just gonna add in the windows, and after the windows, I believe that's pretty much it for this video. So I tried to do something a little different. So, as you can see, like, there's one window in the middle of these bay window areas that's, like, a little lower than the other ones. Just, you know, dress it up a bit, give it a little bit of character, and also pushed myself to use windows that I typically wouldn't use. So I used, like, brown and black tone windows, and usually all of my windows are white, and my houses are all happy and pretty and dollhouse looking, and so tried to steer clear from the whole typical dollhouse look. I mean, obviously this haunted house does look a little dollhouse-ish, because that's just my style, but I tried to steer clear of, like, bright, happy colors, because that defeats the purpose. But yeah, I'm just going to add in all these windows here, and then that should conclude this particular part of the build mode video. The next video will be the interior of the bottom floor, and I believe the third video is the interior of the top floor and the exterior landscaping. So if you like this video, go ahead and clickety-clack that like button. Go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to comment with any ideas of future build mode videos that you'd like for me to do, styles of homes, or if you even know a particular home that you'd like for me to recreate. Go ahead and comment down in the comments below. You can like the Sims 4 community on Facebook, link, as always, in the description below, as well as my origin ID and the hashtags where you can find this on the gallery. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Daniel Evans, and happy simming.